Hello everybody, now I want to talk to you about freedom of religion. What freedom of religion means is that every person in the United States of America can believe whatever they want to believe about the nature of God or religion or whatever without fear of persecution. Now, no one should persecute someone because they believe something differently. That's the whole point. Whatever you believe, I'm not supposed to judge you. But you're supposed to keep the laws of the United States regardless of what religious affiliation you associate yourself with. Religion is not an excuse to break the laws of the land. No matter what your religion is, you can't commit human sacrifices anymore or animal sacrifices anymore. Instead, we're doing things that help people to understand life better. Now, persecution is where you attack someone for having a different belief than you. Now, if someone is being persecuted for their religious beliefs, that's a breaking the Constitution. Now, your beliefs, though, have to fit the law of the land. They cannot exceed the law of the land. Now, freedom of religion is just that, the freedom to believe what you want to believe. You can be an atheist, you can be a Jew, you can be a Muslim, you can be whatever you want to be, as long as you don't interfere with someone else's right to be what they want to be. That means you can't interfere with my expression of my Christian faith and say, oh, you can't be a Christian because you offend me. If I offend you, you're not exercising freedom of religion. You're not letting me believe what I want to believe. You are instead attacking my belief and trying to change what I believe. But you can't do that. Now, for instance, pedophilia. Pedophilia is a moral sin. It's not just a moral sin, it's a law. There's a law against it. Alright, you're not supposed to commit pedophilia with a child. Now, if you do, you face the laws of the land. And you can be arrested and put in jail or whatever they determine to do with you. That's just an example. You can't steal. I had a moped and just recently it was stolen. But, you know, there's nothing I can do about it now except report it to the police, and which I did. You know, bad things happen to people. But I don't begrudge the people stealing the moped. I just wish they wouldn't have stolen it. That's all I can do. Now I'm out the money and I don't have the moped anymore. It's a shame that I can't park my moped in my yard and not have to worry about someone stealing it in the middle of the night, which is what happened. Now, that was my only means of transportation, and now I'm stuck having to walk or get a ride from my mom or my sister or someone in my family. Now, it's crimes and punishment. No matter what religion you are, you cannot steal, you cannot commit pedophilia, you cannot do certain things because it's against the law. The law is what is key. You have to keep the law no matter what. No matter what your religious beliefs is, you can't go out and murder someone in the name of your religion. You can't do things like that anymore. And the separation of church and state, what that is about the church, the government establishing a church and forcing people to go out to it. The government cannot force you to go out to a church that they start. But the government can start a church at the same time. In other words, they can start a church and give you the option to go out to it. But they can't force you and say this is the only church you can go out to and make you go to that church. That's what freedom of religion means. It means you can't stop someone from believing what they want to believe. Period. That means if I'm a Christian, you can't impede my right to be a Christian, and if you're an atheist, I can't impede your right to be an atheist. We have to tolerate each other, in other words. We have to get along. And that's the whole point. That's what freedom of religion is about. Getting along. Despite our differences. Despite if you're a Buddhist, I'm a Muslim, Christian, atheist, whatever religious affiliation you associate, even if you're a Satanist, you can be a Satanist as long as you keep the law of the land. The law of the land is king. It's what you have to live by. It's what we all have to live by. Freedom of religion is no excuse to break the law. So that's the whole point. You can be a Satanist as long as you don't commit human sacrifice and things of that nature. And let the Christian be a Christian. You can convert people to Satanism, but you cannot force people to become followers of Satanism. Now, what I mean by this is, okay, you're a Satanist and I'm a Christian. We speak against what each other does. I speak against what the Satanist does, but I don't hate the Satanist. I love him with the unconditional love of God. Now, the only one I am supposed to hate is myself and my own sin nature, according to Christianity. I'm to hate my sin nature and to try not to sin and to try not to break the law. Now, if you keep the law of the land and you don't commit human sacrifices, you can be part of a satanic cult or a Satanist. Now, I would prefer you not to be a Satanist, and as a Christian, I would try to reason with you that being a Satanist is a bad religious choice, or being an atheist is a bad religious choice, in my opinion. I can say that. But what I can't do is force you to become a Christian. That's what it means. I can't force you to become a Christian and come out to my church. I can only invite you out. And that's the whole point. So that's what freedom of religion means. No one in this country is truly operating in that idea of freedom of religion. And that's the whole point. That's why I'm talking about it.